Hi everyone, and in this video I want to discuss phantom tics and sensory tics. Now, a phantom tic is said to be the rarest type of tic. It's virtually unheard of. If you search phantom tics on Google, I think only about 3 results come up. I saw a case study, an article, and 1 paragraph, so I don't know if they're just rare or not spoke about that much, but unfortunately there isn't that much information out there. For me personally, I was hit really hard by phantom tics though, so I do know that they're a thing, and I do know that they are linked to Tourette's because I've met a couple of other people with it, but not too many people. So a phantom tic basically it's like an out-of-body sensation. So the premonitory urge you get before a tic, it's usually in your body, but when you have a phantom tic, you feel that sensation or urge on maybe a wall, a door, a table, or an object. So for me, I had a lot of issues and rituals and stuff where I might feel that something's sort of clumping around the door handle, and I'd have to hit the handle into the wall, and it triggered rituals that lasted hours long. So I spent like 3 hours on the toilet and stuff because I had Tourette OCD, which is different from classic OCD, because Tourette OCD is triggered by physical sensations, whereas classic OCD is triggered by intrusive thoughts, so it's a different thing. But Tourette OCD is a bit rarer as well though. But I think that phantom tics, although I think they might be quite rare, I do think I need to talk about them, because when I was younger, I actually thought I was going crazy because I felt these sensations. Like, I didn't have to, it wasn't like I touched an object and felt it. It was sort of like I felt it from the other side of the room. So this is really difficult to describe because I know most people don't experience this. Well, I think it's, well, when I was younger, I called it sticky magic, and it felt like this clump of transparent or translucent stuff. Like, I couldn't see it, I could just sense it. It was weird. But I felt like it was sticking to tables and stuff, and I had a ritual thing where I would straighten my shoes, but I had to do it until it felt right, until the sensation felt like it was flattened out and straight, if that makes sense. But yeah, for my hand washing rituals, I felt like it was stuck to my hands and I had to wash it off, and the same goes for the drying rituals, and I also had to count when I was doing that as well, because with my Tourette OCD, I like the number 3 and not the number 4, don't know why, but it was a living hell, because I think phantom tics were actually really terrifying, because as I said, I thought I was going crazy, and like, it's not technically very heard of to feel these sort of out-of-body sensations, so I was scared because I thought I was going mad, you know, and I was like, is this normal, or what is this? Because I knew that it probably was part of my Tourette's, but because it wasn't very well heard of, I did question it a lot. But yes, with phantom tics, I'm trying to think of what other ones I had. I had, I had this thing where I felt like in a certain area of my floor in my living room, I felt like there was this invisible barrier. I couldn't see it, and I knew there was actually nothing there. However, I couldn't control it, and I physically couldn't pass it, so I had to jump over it. And I'm trying to think now. This is quite hard to remember because if you don't know, I had really severe Tourette OCD and phantom tics between the ages of 8 and 12 years old. I'm 16 now, so I've pretty much forgotten most of that. I blocked it out. I'm trying to think. I had quite a lot. And I had a lot of dressing rituals, and for example, this was before I was completely unable to dress myself, because for a while I was actually completely unable to dress myself, and I was reliant on my parents to dress me because my Tourette's so severe. But before that started, I had these tic things where I felt like I had to click the clothes. For example, if I was putting some trousers on, I had to click them before I put them on, and it had to feel right because I felt like I had to make the sensation go in the right place. I know this probably sounds very strange because I know that not many people experience it, but as I said, I think it's important to talk about. And I just think that it probably was one of the scariest parts of my Tourette's because I didn't really know what it was, and I was constantly thinking, what if this gets worse? What if I feel it everywhere? Because also I felt like it was pulling me like an elastic band. That's what I would describe it by, because I would feel this thing on the other side of the room, and it would pull me towards it because I have to do something like a ritual with that. And I would feel like it's attaching to me from my hands and stuff, and I felt like it was coming out my hands and sticking to it and pulling me towards it. And I also had this tic where I would lie on the floor completely unable to get up. I would say it's the closest thing I can describe it to, this closest thing I can really compare it to, maybe like a paralysis tic, but I wasn't paralysed, it was just that I was completely stuck on the floor and couldn't get up, because it actually felt like this sensation was completely pinning me down. It was really, really scary. And I think some people might confuse phantom tics with tactile, sort of tactile hallucinations, but out-of-body ones as well, but I don't think they are, because they feel similar to the premonitory urge tic, however they're on objects. And when I was younger, I also, for about 4 years or so, I didn't play with any toys, so it felt like my childhood was taken away from me, because at the same time I was obviously severely disabled, couldn't dress myself, use the bathroom properly, even walk upstairs, and I couldn't sleep in a room of my own, so I was disabled anyway, but like, I couldn't play with my toys because I felt like this sensation was over them, and like, if I touched it, it made me feel uncomfortable, like it was contaminated or something. So phantom tics are definitely scary and strange. Now, the next tic I want to talk about is also, I think, quite a rare tic. It's called a sensory tic. Now, a lot of people with Tourette's, though not everyone, a lot of people have, as I said, premonitory urges, which is where we feel a sensation before a tic. However, a sensory tic is very similar to premonitory urge, however, it does not come with a movement or vocalisation. It's not accompanied by anything that's physical that can be seen. So a sensory tic simply is just an uncontrollable and uncomfortable, sometimes distressing sensation that comes in your body, and you can't really see it's happening because it doesn't come with a tic. However, it's incredibly horrible to experience. Like, I had one where I felt like the sensation was going up my fingers and then it was going down my arms. Like, I felt like I could feel it in my veins. I knew there was nothing there, but it felt like itchy blood or something. I don't really know. And then it was going up my arm and then down through my legs. And I remember crying because it was just so awful. And I was scared if that would stay with me for the rest of my life, because I know it can't hurt me, but it was really, really harmful. And the problem with phantom tics and sensory tics is that, obviously, I think the standard intervention for tics is behavioural intervention. That didn't work for me because my Tourette's was always so severe, so it actually made me worse. But obviously, phantom tics and sensory tics, they can't be helped with that sort of behavioural intervention because you cannot redirect them at all. So it's obviously very distressing, and I was scared that I was going to be like this for the rest of my life. So yeah, sensory tics, I don't know how common they are. I've met some other people with Tourette's who has it, but not. I don't think everyone with Tourette's has it, because it looks like you're not ticking, but you are, because it's inside you. And I think actually this is a problem with suppression, because I think that for me, what made them worse is because I was suppressing, and I think it was also subconscious suppression, because I was like social conditioned at times to think I shouldn't tick certain things, and I was like feeling this sensation, and I think that was actually from suppressing my tics, because it felt similar to the premonitory urge, just that it couldn't escape my body, so it was really, really scary. So yes, I will try and link the one article I found down below about phantom tics. I know that there isn't a lot of information on it. If you have any questions, I obviously would be very happy to answer them if I can, because I have experienced a lot of phantom tics and they were very scary, and I'd also be happy to answer any questions on sensory tics that you have, because they can be quite scary as well. I think that these things need awareness, because I've never heard a doctor who's aware of it. I had to figure this out on my own. Luckily, by doing the research, I found out what it was. But I think that because many doctors don't really know about it because it's so rare, I think that it needs awareness so people don't feel misunderstood, because I sometimes even felt a bit like an alien because nobody else felt these sensations out of their body from like the other side of the room. Thought I was crazy. But yeah, I hope this video helped. I hope it was informative, and I hope that you can ask any questions you have in the comments, and I hope you liked it. Bye!